Good day. Essentials of communication. Communication represents an essential and very important human need as well as the basic human right. The right to communicate should be considered in the framework of freedom of expression and a pluralist democracy. It recognizes the right to communicate and the overall defense to human rights standard. There are general right of communication. It gives opinion, the beliefs or views of a large number. It shares thoughts, the idea produced by thinking. It provides meaning to understand the thoughts and statement. Being able to communicate effectively is essential skill. It can either be a business, life, or personal relationship. However, there are guides on how to effectively communicate. There are 10. First is listening. Second is nonverbal communication. Third, be clear and concise. Fourth, be personable. Fifth, be confident. Sixth, empathy. And seventh, always have an open mind. 8. Convey respect. 9. Give and receive feedback. And 10. Consider the medium for the job. All these guides are effective in communication, and this should be followed in order to effectively communicate and have a smooth flow of communication and be able to understand what is being shared by the person whom you are talking to.
Listening. To be precise, listening is somewhat different from hearing. They may have the same term, but actually listening has its own definition. Hearing is simply just using the ears of the individual, receiving the sound from the surroundings subconsciously, while listening is where you pay your attention to clearly receive the message as you focus your mind towards the source. Since listening is a human act, meaning is where the act of human is done consciously. The information that received are stored and acknowledged, making hearing different. Listening may be one of the ways to receive information, but an actual and effective listening requires a different approach. The steps for an effective listening are: 1. Eye contact towards the speaker. 2. Pay attention. 3. Focus your mind. 4. Listen to every word that the speaker is saying. 5. Never distract or interrupt the speaker while he or she is speaking. 6. Only ask questions once the speaker pauses or done speaking. 7. Ask question is crucial to receive full detail. 8. Closely observe the emotions of the speaker. 9. Provide feedback. 10. Ensure nonverbal cues. Nonverbal communication. Nonverbal communication is just as important as the actual and normal way of communicating. As the title itself, it means nonverbal or delivering the message without any form of verbal like talking. Just like the verbal communication, the nonverbal version also has a variety of doing it, such as through the facial expression of the person, whether they are angry or happy, hand gesture, which are currently used to communicate for those who have issues in talking, or even posture to deliver the message. There are still many different ways to perform nonverbal communication, which all have also different and unique way of delivering the message, such as 1. Surrounding and environments. It may not come from a human being, but being aware of your surrounding is still a type of nonverbal, for it provides you information on what is going on. 2. Appearance. The color of the skin, how they dress, how many scars they have will give you clues on which or what country they are from. 3. Artifacts. They may include possession of one's individual, such as rings, clothes, or even cars to determine their personality or gender. Proxemics. One of the definitions of nonverbal that concludes spaces that affects the area, such as the population. 5. Territoriality. Mostly used by both human and animals, such as the ornamental of the flag itself tells you which country you are in. 6. Haptics. A type of nonverbal which all form of touch is included simply by applying force, creating vibration, or a flow of motion. 7. Paralanguage. Mostly likely or rely on techniques that have meaning such as how we speak, with the manner, pitch, or the tone of our voice. Chronemics. A nonverbal type of communication where one shows how they use their time. The different types of chronemics are monochromic or polychromic. Monochromic is done one at a time, while polychromic is done multiple times at the same time. Kinesics. A simple and the best way to describe nonverbal communication is through movements of your body, which also includes gesture and posture. 10. Eye contact. This says that the eyes is the window of souls, which can actually tell a lot of things with any verbal communication. It automatically receives the feelings which contains messages. Be clear and concise. One of the most effective ways in communicating is to be clear and concise. Make every word and sentences to be precise and understandable to make the message reach its full effectiveness. Delivering the message is crucial but has no value if the message has been delivered with no main content or the receiver could not understand it. Being clear and concise means a lot in messages. In order to avoid errors and misunderstandings, to avoid errors and create more precise messages is to follow this. 1. Conduct brevity. Never use complicated words towards a simple person. Creating unnecessary phrases will only make the message longer and dull, making the person less likely to listen. 2. Simple words that you also understand. When being the speaker, expect feedbacks from the receiver, and using the words that you use will only make things difficult. 3. Conduct technical techniques. One of the best way to be concise is to know your audience. Knowing your audience will also aid you in forming the message. 4. Provide active voice. The tone of your voice will provide an impact to the words you say. With the right tone, will greatly enhance the messages.
Number 4. Be personable. Personable simply means pleasant in appearance and personality. When communicating face-to-face with someone, use a friendly tone with a simple smile and ask a personal question. These things encourage the other person to engage in honest and open communication. When using writing communication, you can achieve this by adding a simple personal message. For example, how was your day? Good morning, have a great day, God bless. It may sound simple, but it gives big impact to the person you communicate with, and it may brighten their day. Engage in a mutually respectful conversation and truly care about what someone is saying, not just for the sake of the conversation. Being personable is a leadership strength. For example, in a business or company place, personable leaders value employees for who they are when looking for the best work for them. They ask questions and encourage you to elaborate because they know you have a life outside of work that contributes to your personal development too. They remember things about you and tend to make everyone feel good. To be a good leader or communicator, make yourself approachable, ask questions, and take note of being personable. Doing this will change the way your team operates for the better. Hard skills no longer take precedence over personality attributes. Being personable will get you farther in leadership and in life. The next one is number 5. Be confident. Confidence means being sure and having full belief about what you're saying. Being confident allows you to speak concisely and with clarity. Most of us think being confident depends upon what we say. It doesn't. It depends upon what the other person hears. That's why clear communication is so important. Choose to be confident by following these simple steps. The first one is to speak at a steady and comprehensible pace. Practice breathing rhythmically and in time with your speech. Don't undersell what you are saying by using maybe words such as just, like, and perhaps. Maintain eye contact at all times and remember to smile. Confidence underpins all effective communication. Other people will believe you will do as you say if you sound confident. Making eye contact using a firm but friendly tone are always you can exude confidence. Remember to always be listening to the other person and looking out for those nonverbal cues. So the next one is number 6, empathy. Simply means awareness of the feelings and emotions of the other people. It is a skill of being able to understand and share the feelings of another person. Empathy is an important communication skill that has been shown to affect both individual knowledge acquisition and interpersonal relationships. Show sensitivity and understand others' perspective. Manage your emotions during difficult conversations and be mindful of the emotions of the other, even if you don't agree with the person you're communicating with. It's very important that you understand and respect their views. Simply saying to that person, I understand what you're saying, will let them know that you have been listening to them and that you respect their point of view. Empathy opens up to a better communication because empathy is being able to take the perspective of another and think, feel, and act as if you are them.
The seventh guide on how to effectively communicate is to always have an open mind. Open minded means you are responsive to ideas, arguments, messages, and the like. It is essential for an effective communication, for it gives you a thorough understanding on what is being said in a talk show, on a case presentation, and more. There are benefits to always have an open mind. First is letting go of control. When you open your mind, you free yourself from having to be in complete control of your thoughts. You allow yourself to experience new ideas and thoughts, and you challenge your current beliefs. It can be very emancipating to look the world with an open mind. Second one is experiencing changes. Opening up your mind to new ideas allows you to the opportunity to change what you think and how you view the world. Now, this doesn't mean you necessarily will change your beliefs, but you have the option to when you think with an open mind. Last one is making yourself vulnerable. One of the scariest and greatest things of viewing the world with an open mind is making yourself vulnerable. In agreeing to have an open minded worldview, you're admitting you don't know everything and that there are possibilities that you may not have considered. This vulnerability can be both terrifying and exhilarating. The eighth guide on how to effectively communicate is to convey respect. Respect means paying attention to someone who is speaking, presenting an idea, and the like. It is essential for an effective communication, for it develops engagement and urges you to participate in a certain activity. There are respectful communication skills. First, practice politeness, courtesy, and kindness. No matter who you're speaking to, what kind of day you're having, or whatever factors you bring to the table, good manners are constant must. Be kind every day, be courteous regarding others' needs and opinions, and be polite at all times. The second one is don't over criticize. So, when leading a team, it is important to give constructive criticisms and mention what your teammates could do to improve their performance because it gives them the confidence and encouragement they need. And last is value others' opinions. Different ideas, perspectives, backgrounds are what makes a team multifaceted and push progress. So always ensure to value others' opinions, encourage expression, consider viewpoints, and collaborate. The ninth guide in how to effectively communicate is to give and receive feedback. Feedback means the thoughts of others about certain topics, products, and the like. It is essential for an effective communication for it replenishes motivation and spread the curves. There are three types of feedback. First is appreciation. It is fundamentally about relationship and human relations. At the literal level, it is about saying thank you. But appreciation also conveys to praises, just like, I see you, I know how hard you've been trying, you matter to me, and more. Appreciation motivates us, it gives us a bounce in ourselves and energy to double our efforts. For example, when someone is complaining at work or at school about not receiving enough feedback, they often wonder whether someone notices or cares about how hard they've been studying or working. The second one is coaching. It is when you ask someone for more direction. It is aimed to trying to help someone to be the best version of themselves. Example is when you're tutoring a classmate about certain lessons at school. Last one is evaluation. It tells you where you stand. It is an assessment, a ranking, or a rating. It aligns expectations, clarify consequences, and inform decision making. Example is when you're required to evaluate the overall performance of a class meeting after attending it.
So the 10th guide on how to effectively communicate is to consider the best medium for the job. We need to be mindful to what form of communication we should use. We need to consider who are we trying to talk to or who are we trying to communicate with for us to know what form of communication we should use. It would either be verbal or non-verbal communication.
For more informations about our topic, just visit these links.
So, I hope you learned something that would end our presentation. Thank you.